Great joke.
I was going to take that joke.
Well done. But Game 2 is coming your way. My friends, will Paradigm somehow recover from that beating that they just took?
See, to me, a very emotional team is Paradigm.
Okay.
They're not the comeback kings in my mind. So a lot of this has to do right now with picks and bans, right? If they're able to put themselves in a position where they have the power in the early game. I would have liked to see the Bellona last time. I can't believe it got through picks and bans. We're going to see Hell get banned away
So is
again.
Wolfie a pro player again?
It's Sausage. He's subbing in.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if Titan had rotated in Wolfie,
but I mean,
Confrey is
Confrey,
a big healer player.
He loves him. Chang'e, Aphrodite, Hell loves him.
So where is the Chang'e? I mean, Chang'e, it seems to be a lot more viable than Hell.
She's not an amazing healer. That's not what she does. Her healing is actually very small compared to the other major healers.
Right, but she's a very resilient frontlining tank that can heal. She's like Guan Yu, but magical.
She also is very playstyle dependent. You relying on the ability to dance efficiently is not something that every player can do.
Will Titan ban it?
I mean,
will they ban the bug?
Can't let this happen. Like, that character is sick in the head. And what's crazy, he was so much better on release. It's like double.
Yeah. I think they're gonna let it through.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
They leave the bug.
Xaliea does have an Aphrodite. We know that. We've seen him do it. But Kephri, rule number 1, Bart.
Ban the bug?
No, invade every game. Rule number 2, don't fight the bug.
Gotcha.
Wait, did I get those backwards?
I think so.
I think I did. Aren't those my rules?
Yeah, those are your rules.
Paradigm has option here. Kephri, Bellona, Aokwang, all available.
If it's not Kephri, like, they better pick just like the coolest thing. It's like a Moose and Cobb or something where it's like, oh, why?
And then they lock into Moose and Cubs like, I tried to type in Ogni.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted Ogni. Yeah. No, of course it will be Kephri. Locked in for Paradigm Titan. We would expect maybe a Geb plus a carry, maybe a Thor Geb, something like that. Initiation heavy, burst damage kind of shenanigans. Always good against the Kephri. Something with some lockdown.
The issue with major burst damage right now is if a character like Aokwang goes all in on somebody and uses everything and they get rezzed.
Well, yeah, it doesn't feel great.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh, Janus. Yeah, Janus did pretty damn good last game.
This is probably the best pick.
Some would call him is banned. Aphrodite's banned. We've seen them be very... Yeah, Janus, quite good.
Good damage, good control. Team fight, mini heavenly agility with the threshold, speed up. Not to mention dropships, incredible spear gun damage from the base. Yeah,
I wonder as Kephri becomes more and more popular, or as he falls off of that first ban potential, as people get more and more used to him. We'll see counter picks like the Najas and the Kumbas with the long banishes on that target,
right?
Factoring in.
Dude, Kumba Karn is not a joke right now.
No, he does a ton of damage.
I mean, I think it's at level 20, he's doing 650 on the landing.
680, I think.
650. Plus the damage before it.
30.
I
Plus the 30.
Played him in Assault today.
Oh, you play Assault? Casual.
I am a casual. Oh, Freya!
Janus and Freya, okay. Well, we saw her banned in the first game.
Banish boys.
Obviously, what?
Banish boys.
Yeah, they do. They have 2 banishes to help deal with the Kephri, but a Thor going away with Paradigm.
Now we need a Nasha and we need the Kumba.
Now, you don't think of QvoFred and Thor as being kind of the magical pairing that would elicit a second pick.
Again with this.
And once again, the Ullr.
I don't know what he's looking for.
Is he going to build, is it Transcendence into Bluestone or something crazy like that, where you just,
See, I would just get the damn Bluestone, right? I mean, he has 4 abilities at level 2 that could proc Bluestone.
A strange cat, this Ullr pick. I actually am, fingers crossed that Paradigm wins this game so we can have them on for an interview and I can ask him what the hell.
Well, I mean, if he wins the game, it'll probably be off the Ullr and we'll probably just know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh, because of that. But Sylvanus drafted on the side of Titan.
Okay.
Paradigm. Very notably, Outwash is available here. And anytime you see a Sylvanus, Outwash may not be too far behind.
That's true. Remember, guys, Fleeting Breath places a dot on anyone it lands on for 5 seconds. During that 5 seconds, if you heal at any point, you will get stunned at the end of the 5 seconds for how many ticks of healing. Sylvanus, of course, being a player that heals a lot to a lot of people very quickly and could wind up, is one of the few characters in the game that could actually wind up killing his team.
Isis drafted on the side of, banned on the side of Titan.
Yes.
So, Wash will be available for Paradigm if they do want it. Paradigm with their return ban. Probably targeting some kind of solo laner here, one would expect. Yeah, they'll take Atarawxia's Neath again. Just a good flex pick for this squad.
I mean, Warriors are so strong right now, and I would love to see Guan Yu be picked because I think Guan Yu is insane right now. But with this comp, having Hades and then getting someone with Pythagram's Piece and getting a Void Stone online would be so insane for Freya's damage. Oh, wait, never mind. Bellona. Shh.
Yeah, quiet all that. Bellona, obviously,
she was picked 7th.
Limits a lot of the solo lane picks that Paradigm has available now. 2 more picks remaining on the side of Paradigm. Here they come. Nuwa into the mid. So it won't be that outpushed that we suspected it could be. And their final pick pending.
Majorly favored in the last couple weeks.
Likely to the soul lane. Nuwa.
This is the flavor of the month.
Once again?
Yeah. She's back. One more pick here. It's going to be Anhur.
Wow. Haven't seen the destroyer of enemies in some time.
So Ullr going to solo, I would suppose.
I
mean, either way, they're sending a hunter into
Anhur,
Bellona.
Yeah.
That's going to be trouble.
Well, it'll be Ullr because Ullr can purge the disarm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. If you don't know, when you disarm Ullr, if he switches to his axes or vice versa, it does remove the disarm.
Funny story about that. Someone on Reddit suggested that be a thing.
Yep.
And then Gandhi thought it was a thing. So we cast it as,
okay.
Geb.
So it's core Sylvanus?
Dude, is it mid Sylvanus? Dude, Soulstone, purple pot Sylvanus is not a joke.
It's got to be. Unless he's jungling.
Oh, wait, there's a Janus.
It must be jungle, purple pot,
ADC
bluestone.
Sylvanus. Yeah, demonic grip Sylvanus.
Demonic grip.
Forget speculation. We're in the game.
I can't forget the speculation. I still want to know. It is Atarawxia, which means nothing because this team puts people in everywhere. Yeah, it should be the Sylvanus going demonic grip. No red pot, just building right into the ring.
I said Telkines.
Yeah.
So Telkines. He's going to go to lane. You see, he only has 1 potion. Do you know how much gold? I mean, actually, can we check gold in hand, or does it still say 1,500 right now? It still says 1,500. So level 2, the enchanted ring is, I think, 1075. He has, it looks like 1 potion to me.
Yeah, I think it's either 1 or it's 3. It's 3.
He has 3. Okay, so he has 3 potions.
You're blind, Brandon.
I mean, still, that's 200 plus gold.
Yeah, he's holding some gold. He's banking,
so
which is something we don't see very much of in Smite, curiously enough.
I mean, I'm a big fan.
I'm a big fan, too.
I'm a big fan.
You know, those Transcendence bills often will load out with Transcendence 2 in 6 pots.
Oh, and it's going to be Xalia's new Lawbster's taking Ullr to mid lane.
They just, when they meet before the game, and they were like, all stops off, bring the jank boys, let's go.
Left side,
I mean, do you think this is Paradigm pulling out a pocket strat of their own to try to, like, get in the heads of Titan?
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone's pocket strat was like, yeah, I hope Kephri gets through. That's a thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Left side camp's going to be taken here by Paradigm. They're doing the quintessential Paradigm start, as we've come to call it. Also, Funball.
Although Paradigm not doing the Paradigm start.
Funball messed up a little bit there. He didn't get the full shields. He stepped away. So he's not going to have the best invade that he could, and that means they couldn't trade the damage off. Trixtank's going to be spotted here by PrettyPriMe, which means left side they're going right to lane. They will have better option, though, as they have the clear advance early on.
That's a strange start. I guess if they don't spot that rotation, they can invade at the purple, but...
That was a level 1 rollout.
Oh, yeah, no shield for KanyeLife.
Oh!
Is that level 1 beads?
Oh, no.
So,
I'm surprised he didn't just jump in. I thought Funball was just going to go, all the stops were getting taken out, and he was just going to jump right in there with the disperse.
Yeah, right when he got to that level 2.
Oh, this is a win right here for Paradigm. They're going to get both mid-camps left side. Very surprised that PrettyPriMe didn't call the fact that he saw them going to the left side. He knew that that camp was down.
This is a strange lane over here in the duel, because, I mean, they kind of have, like, this insane clear advantage on the side of Paradigm. But then it's Freya, who just does such a good job of stalling out the lane as well.
That's true.
The lane dynamics will be pretty curious over here, and you know it'll come down a lot to individual skill from Confrey.
No, Funball, get out of there.
Oh, Repi's going to try to fight at level 2. Here comes the Janus as well. It's a nice pin. The damage coming out. Pillar's down as well. No disperse. It's the pillar, in fact, and that'll be enough to bail out. Not Titan. KanyeLife. He's dead.
Yeah.
Level 1 beads popped right away. 4-man rotation. We'll take a purple as well.
Very smart to call the rotation there. They knew that they had the opportunity to go for it. You know, Geb spending a lot of gold early game to go for those beads, and with them down, he didn't have a way out of that. So they used the bludgeon to bait, right? But unfortunately, it wasn't enough damage. When we saw Repikas start backing off, and he didn't get... Wow.
Confrey got dove.
Did they dive him?
Yeah, they did.
Dude, they were like level 3.
Yeah, it looks like Funballer tanked most of it as well, but it's the old Kephri pull into the pillar stun combination.
That is a very serious... Uh-oh.
They don't have another stun though. They don't have Tectonic Rift at all. How did they get that kill?
I mean, level 2 Berserker Barrage, right? It's Thor sitting between a few people.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's never a good call to try to box out a Thor early game.
Well, the good news is in 90 seconds, the Geb beads will be back up.
Yeah. The silver linings, right?
Yeah, they'll finally be able to...
Geb cares not for the sky.
Okay, so here goes, at 2.5 minutes, is the Telkines ring completed, it looks like, for Atarawxia. And he's going to run back to lane with a couple more pots as well, so...
Oh, look, wait. Qvo's coming back. Kanye, run away, friend. Abduct.
Dash, root. Not going to get the root that time.
That was a lot right there. Trixtank not finding it. That could have been another kill. Let's take a look at the solo lane here. Actually, never mind. Xaliea decided he's not going to last hit. He pushes in. Telkine's ring done for Sylvanus. Now, this is something that we saw a lot of when Sylvanus was first released, when he was very clearly overtuned. Now that he's a little bit more balanced, we don't see that solo as much. But, I mean, his clear is great. His damage is great. The issue is that Wisps don't really do a lot in the end game.
I don't know. If his clear's not so great anymore. I mean, when Wisp hit minions, it was pretty easy. Telkine's ring makes it work. I wouldn't say it's necessarily...
Well, it's an extra 120 damage a second to minions.
Yes. No. I mean, once you get the item online, sure, it's fine. And you have fine clear, but I wouldn't say it's... He's not going to out-clear the Nuwa at this point.
No, that's definitely true. But
or any other
he
mage.
He can stale her out.
Yes.
Which is probably a win. I mean, late game, Nuwa does not do well against Guardians.
No, but Guardians don't really put out much. It'll be interesting to see what he goes for here. Will he try to change this into an actual damage build? It seems very unlikely. Maybe some E-Staff, Breastplate of Valor, Pen Boots kind of build.
Right, we're looking at major bruiser. I would expect that we're going to see Pen Boots, but after that, things like E-Staff are going to be very important. Things like Witchblade even, given the fact that it has attack speed on it and will augment the damage from the Telkine's ring, I think could be very effective. Gem of Isolation as well. A little bit of health on there and makes Wisps one of the best abilities in the game with a 7-second slow.
Yeah, Gem of Isolation is not a bad thought as well, but I don't think he gets that any sooner than the 5th slot.
Maybe 4th.
I mean, he needs his boots. He'll need his breastplate or some kind of tanking item.
Breastplate, yeah, very strong in the current.
And then probably also an E-Staff in that 4th position would be my guess. And then maybe you start looking at luxury like Gem.
Confrey getting forced back here. Rooted. Will he go for the abduct? Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, just the amount of damage that Anhur is going to do with his passive, shredding protections, Kephri shredding protections as well. Pillar amplifying damage.
He can hit with the stun and then you get his ult off, and that's pretty much it. I mean, he might in a couple seconds have enough. No, okay. Well, with that being cast, that's all he's got.
Yeah, he'll head back to the base. Geb should be able to stop. No, he'll stop. He'll let them go back.
I'm very surprised that he's letting them go back to finish those death gloves for free. I guess they didn't want any pressure to the jungle. I mean, the last time that happened, Paradigm took their purple buff, right? So it's like, hell, just let him back, give him the dev gloves, let's get our buffs, let's split some experience. Our jungler, is over here, get Repi back into the game.
At the same time, splitting camps on the backside is Paradigm, so they're not going to fall behind with this efficiency.
Qvo hitting into level 7 right there, matches Repi's timing about about 10 seconds off, but he does have a pretty significant gold lead, about 500 to his name.
Freya closing in on that Fatalis to get her up to fighting speed. Anhur, of course, enjoying that 1 kill advantage in the lane.
Oh, that hurts that she had it back right there so early without being able to finish it, whereas Funballer was able to get it. I mean, you take a look at the minion kills here, 34 compared to Freya's 22.
And the 50 in the mid lane for Lawbster. He's picked up almost every last hit now.
Xaliea doing very well as over in the solo lane. You see 49, just 1 behind.
Let's just watch Sylvanus. I mean, I'm just really excited to see this if it works. I mean, you gotta think almost all the kill potential is gonna come from pulling and rooting Nuwa into the tower. Besides that,
I don't think he's looking for kills.
He needs a gank.
I think he's chilling for a bit. Remember, guys, his auto attacks, he places them. Like, he has a circle that he moves around and places on the ground. He doesn't aim in a straight line. They can't be body blocked, and they do AoE damage, and all of which will be affected by Telkine's ring. Remember, will be mitigated, but 40 damage coming out on every single attack. Very powerful.
And when you look at a mage in-hander, not that Sylvanus is really the epitome, if you will. Shout out to KK of an in-hander.
I forgot that he did that. I'm like, Bart, are you serious?
Well, when we talk about, and this gets a little bit mathy, so we'll try to keep it quick. Basically, when you look at equivalent power, mages, generally speaking, scale on their in-hands at about 35% of their magical power.
Right.
So the 40 bonus damage is roughly 100 additional magical power to your in-hands.
Which is very effective on someone who has AoE non-body blockable in-hands.
Yes.
Right, those are real serious, and it makes it very hard to control him. When he goes into this bruiser, remember, a solo lane Sylvanus is going to get a lot more gold than support Sylvanus. This ensures that he's getting those core items on faster, and if he goes into defense, he's going to be hard to kill. He's going to be very disruptive in fights for how much damage he does. Qvo getting invaded. Nice stun, but it's not going to do it.
Well, now he's slow, but when you only attunement away, Repi unable to secure much off of that. And
it's a 1-for-1 on the...
Bellona's a jungler. She's so underwhelming for me.
What's up?
I find Bellona as a jungler very underwhelming.
See, I like her. It's just, this for me isn't Repikas, right? Repikas to me is like, I'm going to run around and kill everyone really fast. And Bellona's like, I'm going to run around and do a decent amount of damage. And then
she's like really, she seems to be fine for like the mid-tier professional players. Oh, right side lane, Atarawxia. He can use the ultimate. He's not going to get much out of it. The dots are still cooking. Qvo, he's going to be revived by the Kephri.
Lawbster needs a few more hits here. He's missed 2 big shots, and he will teleport out. Incredible. Nothing for Lawbster to find. He missed a bladed arrow. He missed 2 auto attacks. They're still going. Xaliea getting low. Repikas abducted. Yeah, he's gone.
3rd kill for Paradigm now coming on the board. Remember, guys, I called this a split, 1-1. It looks like, at least for now, that could very well be the case, as Paradigm has a great amount of momentum with a very momentum-based lineup versus Titan. The Thor's rolling. Ullr has a great start going. Funballer's happily farming away against an underfarmed Freya. And it's solo lane tree. There's no real late game presence coming out of the solo lane here versus the Nuwa, who will enjoy a much more reasonable power spike around the 30-minute mark than the tree will.
By the way, I love Trixtank's use of the ultimate there. A lot of people think that Kephri's ult is strictly a combat res, and that's not entirely accurate. It's a cleanse. It's a very serious cleanse, and I think it gives movement speed and like power.
Gives power, yeah.
Yeah.
Attack speed and power, I think.
Something. It gives you a lot. In fact, we don't have to speculate.
Zayden, would you be so kind as to show us the
Kephri
ultimate tooltip? No, hold on. We'll get the filler. They won't. Okay. Now we can see it. There's no action now.
So yeah, movement speed
power and MS, you're right.
And then, of course, revived health, but it is a cleanse. Cleanses them of all CC. And that's what we saw last time. Trixtank didn't entirely use it as a resurrect. It was a way to get his team to reinitiate. That person can't be focused down, on top of the fact that they're gaining extra damage, movement speed, and now all the slows and all the stuns and all the delicious
well, you know,
it's
kind of a fun story about Kephri. So, like when this ultimate was being developed, it kept on being just not as good as Geb Shield.
Right.
Which is why you see it have a lot of the same properties. Because Geb Shield, max rank providing you the 400 HP, like you weren't dying anyway, it also cleansed. So, it didn't really feel very ultimate-y. But
yeah.
I don't
Lawbster, beautiful axe right there, and a jump away with Glory Bound to ensure he doesn't take the Unstable Vortex damage. I love the way that he played that, and with that, his team gets the left camp safely. He still outpushes the wave as well.
Yeah, and at level 12 here, before 10 minutes as they pick up this backhand. That's a pace.
Yeah,
take a look at XP per minute, please, Zayden. Yeah,
Sylvanus keeping pace, though.
But yeah, Sylvanus, even with all the times he's had to go back because of Sylvanus' not so great mana pool.
Not to mention he almost died the last time we saw him.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job keeping up there without teleport towers and any of that kind of shenanigans.
Bart, we were wrong.
I'm sorry?
We were very wrong. That's a lost artifact on Sylvanus. He's looking for either Chronos Pendant. I can't imagine it's Rod of Tahuti.
It's a Doom Orb.
Stop. That item's not in the game anymore.
It must be Chronos Pendant, yeah.
If it's Doom Orb, like, I'm out. That'd be so hype. Confrey gonna have to take to the sky here. Too late. Not gonna find it.
Doom Orb would be one of the strangest itemization choices ever, considering this god has almost no kill potential.
He has assist potential.
He does have assist potential. That is true.
Qvo trying to find the Mjolnir's attunement. No, doesn't need to. KanyeLife will back off. Gold Fury will be gained.
Really aggressive from Titan. What are they doing here?
Not farming.
Yeah, they're going to lose out on some good farm time.
Zayden to the graphs. 3,200. That's pretty decent. It's about where we saw Titan last time. Titan, of course, a little bit farther ahead at this point, but we're seeing a very similar game, just opposite, right? Paradigm, complete control. Hasn't lost an objective, hasn't dropped a kill.
That back, I want to say, should be Jotun's Wrath for Thor. If we can take a quick look at the items.
Wow, yeah, and a cloak.
He's got it done, plus the beginning of his cloak. So it'll be a Magi's. He won't look to keep the snowball rolling, really.
Spirit Robe.
Yes, the Spirit Robe or the Magi's, potentially, either one.
I love Spirit Robe, man. 15% CDR with the Jotun's Wrath, right? Giving you that full CDR cap. That's so crazy.
Yeah, in this game, the Spirit Robe's probably going to be a bit more valuable. They have some good ranged abilities to get rid of Magi's. The Geb knockups, the banishes out of Freya.
Right.
And, of course, the portals from PrettyPriMe. I mean, they just have a lot of options on the side of Titan to get rid of Magi's Blessing from range. So Spirit Robe likely going the way of QvoFred. Sitting underneath a reveal ward and waiting to ult over here to the left side lane.
He's still moving around.
He's going to get spotted out by Bellona on the rotation now.
PrettyPriMe,
double tapped. No. Yes, okay, so PrettyPriMe forks out of this fight for now. It gives Paradigm a lot of space in the enemy jungle now. Qvo going up. Does he have the angle on Confrey? Of course he does. Confrey up into the sky. Stun and follow-up. Desert Fury going to miss a lot of it, unfortunately. It's Funballer. Doesn't have his leap available. Going to take a few more tower shots. KanyeLife going to ult him. Percent damage over the top. Got the Kephri heals. Going to keep him alive. That revive is there, and that'll be enough to pick up the kill on a Repi as well. Lawbster credited for that one.
That's Tilt Boys right there.
Yeah, with the double hunters, this should be quick work of a tier 1, potentially a tier 2 as well, as Nuwa will rotate over and keep the pressure onto the mid lane, creating more space for the Tricore on the left side as they move forward.
I love the fact that Repikas went for the kill with the Eagles Rally. It was guaranteed, right? But Trixtank recognized the rotation and used his extremely fast reaction time to recognize that he was going to be able to save it. He throws down the ultimate, gets the combat res. They're able to turn it around immediately, gaining 2 more kills and 2 more objective with the left side tower falling.
I can just hear him. I can just hear Trixtank.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I save you? I can just hear him saying it.
I don't think he said it with those words.
I'm pretty sure he said it. Yeah, there's probably some F's and some.
Lots of Fs.
Lots of Fs.
Lots of Fs. Xaliea in the sky, also many Fs, dropping F-bombs all over the map.
Well, he's going to take clean up a tier 1 over here, so it will be a 3-tower push coming out of Paradigm. Remember, they took the Gold Fury prior to that last round of action as well. This is putting them with a very, very large experience advantage, 6,000 at 13 minutes.
They doubled their gold lead. They were just at 33, now they're at 66. In the course of what we last saw it was like 10:30, so it's not even been 3 minutes, and they were able to gain this much. This is an exact mirror of the game we saw last time.
It's pretty close, yeah. Yeah, it's... although I think about at this point, Titan had like 10 kills.
Yeah, it's true.
They were really got kills quickly.
At 15 minutes, they had 15 kills and I think like a 13,000 gold lead or something crazy.
It was a very, very fast-paced game in the last one. This one, all Paradigm, though. As much as Titan, as you mentioned, dominated game number 1, game number 2 has been very much this momentum-based Paradigm lineup.
And a lot of it has been done with Kephri, right? 0-0-5, 100% kill interaction, on top of the fact that he has a perfect support score of no kills, no deaths, and high assists.
And he's prevented 2 deaths so far with his ultimate.
Yeah, that's true. Also 100%, we see Thor at 2-0-3, setting up a lot.
Well, they pulled Atarawxia over, blinking forward is KanyeLife. The Cataclysm is going to hit a couple. Being snatched back, however, is Atarawxia. He's going to go for the ultimate and try to put out his Sylvanus damage now. What can he get out of this? Snatching forward again is Trixtank, but will immediately cancel as he's getting blown up by the Freya gumballs.
Had Nuwa damage, though. She still looks like rotating around. You can see her going for the blue buff steal. And now this is... Oh, wait. Are they going to try to stop her? She drops it. She doesn't even worry about taking it. She doesn't need it. It's just a golden experience front for her at this point. Very smart.
Yeah, she dropped the minions in the lane and go ahead and rotate back. The fight's still happening in the mid lane. Funballer, disarmed for the moment. Pillar still being annoying.
They are trying to keep this pressure on as much as possible.
Yeah, look at Funballer. Happily to move forward. Not going to get disperse out. Now we'll be able to leap away. Dashing forward again is Repi, but a nicely placed Janus portal there is going to keep Kephri from being able to move forward any further.
The combat res is back up, by the way. They could dive this for free.
Yeah, they likely will. It's just a question of who. It'll be Funballer getting tower aggro disarmed for the moment. Lawbster now the one to hold down the tower aggro. You can see they're perfectly happy to get a little bit of bonus damage out of the Hunters in exchange for health with that Kephri there.
They need to be careful about this back timing. Gold Fury's coming up in 10 seconds. Uh-oh, Funball banished. No follow-up.
I mean, all they really had is a blink forward out of the Sylvanus, but it was on cooldown. There's just not much they could really do to follow that up there. And
here's the Gold Fury I was worried about. Trixtank going to spot the sentry ward. Xalia's here as well.
But he's not going to.
They don't spot it. And if they do, they don't care.
They're pinging it now.
It's too late. It's way too late.
No, Gold Fury's at 50% HP here, and
oh my God, they reset it? Oh, man.
Yeah, the Nuos fog, too scary.
That presence of mind, like they didn't have it. They didn't recognize how many people back. They weren't keeping timers on how long it was going to take someone to return.
That's a pre-spell.
What's that?
Presence of mind.
Get out of here. Trixtank by himself against 2.5 here. I say half because Repikas not quite in the fight, but he's close. Confrey taking the Geb shield there. Oh,
early Geb shield in this engagement here. It could turn back to haunt them.
If
they can find the damage. QvoFred getting quite low. New ultimate comes out. Kephri ultimate is going to save Qvo. The last shot from Freya unable to hold the trigger there. And Thor will run away. Yeah, indeed. Confrey popping a second life there. But maybe just saying, hey, let's just get this thing done instead of letting the Thor walk away at 50 HP rather than just seeing res.
Two times we have seen Repikas use Eagles Rally to pop that. I mean, that has to hurt so much. Eagles Rally is like one of the most important cooldowns in the game. It's a jump stun that does a ton of damage and gives your team protections, right? It's like, that's like the best thing ever. And 2 times he has used it specifically as an execute, and 2 times it has been negated by Trixtank.
That's just experience against the Kephri, I'm sure. You know, you just see the opportunity and you go for the opportunity. And Trixtank, wow, maybe the greediest support build we've seen so far. Second item, Height of the Urchin, because hey, why not?
That's a bit much. That's a bit much. It's actually not as effective as Sovereignty.
Wow, and that's what Thor's gone for as well. Oh, so they're just, they think the snowball is real.
So now that, I mean, think about the fact that both of them have 100% kill participation, right? This will ensure that if this continues in this route, they'll both get their stacks up, you know, pretty soon. But remember, it's going to take, even with the new gold cost, it takes 4 stacks for it to be worth the gold, and it takes 8 stacks for it to be, like, majorly effective.
Confrey in a lot of trouble. Confrey in a lot of dead, in fact.
Hey, there's 2 stacks right there. Well, 1 for each of them.
And 2 Soul Reavers on the side of Paradigm as well.
Already. Where's the Soul? Oh, Soul Eaters.
Soul Eaters, I'm sorry. Soul Eaters.
I'm like, wow, that's something.
Stupid soul items. Yeah, the Soul Eaters, I'm sorry. Yeah, out for both of the Hunters.
They're not bad.
They don't stack.
They don't, but they still give you a lot of base stats.
Yep.
And they're not always together. You know, we don't always see Ullr and Anhur on top of each other.
Spread out that power aura.
Which,
for the Thor, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty much mostly for Thor. Oh, it is a decent amount of physical protection as well, which does stack with Sovereignty, which is why I'm very surprised that we didn't see it. We do see a Emerald Talisman, or I'm sorry, a Talisman coming out here.
So probably a Heart Word. Or a Pestilence potentially to deal with the KanyeLife. I'm sorry, the Atarawxia heals, but...
Pestilence plus Weakening Curse will get very close to 100%.
And you do see the Weakening Curse there, so very likely Pestilence.
So left side, controlling. Titan just looking to farm here. At this stage of the game, Titan has to get everything they can. They're 9,000 gold down. Look at the player damage, by the way. Xaliea, he's keeping himself out of the fights a lot, but he's using his ultimate super effectively. He's waiting till someone's low, but also still waiting until 2 other people are at mid-range to make sure that it cripples them.
He also put out 5k damage probably in the lane to that big beefy tree target.
Which, yeah, I guess didn't affect it all that much. Atarawxia still hasn't fallen here, but he's not getting that same level of control. I mean, only 4,000 damage, and again, a lot of that's probably just to the solo laner.
In Paradigm, they're just zoning out Titan out of their own jungle, just keeping all of the farm options locked down. Only 2 towers remaining here in the mid and the right side for Titan.
You know, we were talking about early game about how it could have been Ares. Oh, gee, Confrey again. It could have been Ares or Ymir, but they picked Geb, and you know, I said even before, Geb is not a character we see Kanye play all that much, and it's hurting.
He comes forward. Eagles rally and the Wrath of Terra. They've stacked up their stuns. They're not going to get too much out of it except for the burst damage. Moving forward is a Thor Nua ultimate used as well, taking them down.
Wow, and Trixtank didn't use his ultimate to save Xaliea there. He trusted that Xaliea was going to get out with that amount of health.
Uh-oh, Janus. No, it's the Geb moving forward through the portal of Janus. QvoFred, he's saved by the Kephri.
Beautiful ult coming out in return as well. Funball hits all the spears.
Oh, Repi, he takes a good bit of damage, and his beads are forced as well as we approach the 20-minute mark here. Looks like the fight is over for Paradigm as they'll turn tail and run.
Given the fact that that was Titan's initiation and Paradigm didn't lose anybody, I mean, a successful defense, yes, but the tower still took about 90%. Sitting at its last legs, I mean, any one of the Hunters can move up and just take that thing down in a heartbeat.
Confrey's just falling further and further behind as well as the really only true damage carry on the side of Titan. I guess you could consider Janus with his burst capabilities. He can keep the game unstable, but he can't really win it for the team.
That was lame.
But Confrey's Freya, I mean, that's the last hope for this Titan squad, and she's very, very far behind.
I mean, she's just barely getting in to that enchanted ring at this point, and I don't know how long it's going to take her. Can we actually see gold in hand so we can see just how far behind? Oh, dude, she doesn't even have 100 gold. She's 1,100 gold away from.
Well, she finished demonic.
Oh, she did.
That's why she has no gold.
I switched over at the last second, right as it came up. I was gonna say like that might be GG. No, but the demonic grip will do well. They need to get that as much shred as possible online.
That's the real issue with Freya, is that you just delay her. The most popular build for Freya is that you just delay getting a damage item for so long. Like, even still no real damage items, right? You got this kind of like pen attack speed item, you got your boots, you have your Fatalis, another attack speed item.
Wait,
and
mid lane?
Then maybe something happens when you get this 4th item online, but still can't go toe-to-toe with anybody.
So, did you see the build-up right there for QvoFred? He's doing their purple buff, and 3 people walk over. Now, if this game was tied, they would have rushed him down, right? But given the fact that Paradigm has a 10,000 gold lead, it didn't matter where Para was on the map because Titan's like, there's no way we can fight that, just try not to lose the purple buff. Even with only 1 person being there.
Trixtank going to do a bit of D-warding here at the Fire Giant. Holding court as the big bug.
Yeah, rotating around, getting solo farm at this stage is going to help him a lot, considering the fact that his levels are really good. His damage is very high, and his scaling is not a joke.
Yeah, he's keeping pace really nicely here with
level 15.
With Repi even, the jungler from Titan.
It's very close, yeah.
A couple levels ahead. The dual lane altogether from Paradigm is quite a bit ahead of Titan's former dual lane as well. Kephri zoning the team here at Trixtank. You see him at the top of your screen, the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
The 2 Hunters doing work on that Titan. I'm sorry, the Fire Giant, but
I think Trixtank trying to zone them out there showed them more than anything that they were doing the Fire Giant. So he gets pushed out. They notice it. They walk away. Not a big deal there for Titan, as nothing was really gained. Paradigm still in the same spot. Atarawxia is in trouble.
Yeah, they're going to root him as well. The pluck is available, but it's blocked by the pillar.
That was beach
Funballer,
usage as well.
please.
He's
Yeah,
very low. Got him.
Eagles Rally's going to hit a few here. Remember that Kephri ultimate is still available in this fight. Ultimate comes out from Nua. Lawbster going to be fine for now. The beautiful axe around the corner. Confrey just got outplayed there, but now making some plays of his own. Lawbster with the bonus MS from that Kephri ultimate runs out of the fight. Atarawxia and Confrey down. And Fire Giant opened up in a big way for Paradigm.
There's no ultimates available across the board here, which gives the overall control back to Paradigm, considering the fact that Repikas trying to fight in here is going to be very difficult. Almost, I mean, all of these players have ways to stop Bludgeon, and that's what they're looking for here.
This is a tough game for Titan, I'm sorry.
This has been a very tough set for both teams.
Yeah, it's so topsy-turvy, so one-sided.
I kind of like that, though, honestly. Seeing that both teams have the chance to just play this well.
I like that we've gotten to see some pretty unconventional strats out of both of these squads. I'm glad that Paradigm, you know, went out on a limb a little bit here, and I think maybe that gives a bit of insight into the Ullr pick in the first game. It was probably destined for mid, and they just got so mind-gamed by Titan's draft. They just didn't know where to put anybody.
Can't fight their way into this.
Back in the fight, KanyeLife, he's in a lot of trouble. The ultimate's going to come out from QvoFred. He's going to go blow up Kanye in the backside of that fight. In the meantime, the rest of the team taking on the Fire Giant. You see Trixtank popped up into the air.
Qvo just sitting pretty in front of two. There's two in the jungle, and he's still hanging around looking for a possible double tap. Fire Giant gets taken here at the almost 24-minute mark with Gold Fury still available, and the mid-tier 2 about to go down as well.
Qvo just going to try to freeze as many members of Titan as he can over on the right side. As the team charges down the mid lane, taking down the tier 2, easy peasy. And now looking for a bit more. Gold Fury is available as a shade to the left side of the map. That appears to be the call. Clear out the jungle, take the Gold Fury, head on home and spend that gold. Yeah,
well, look at the gold in hand here. Everyone on Paradigm over 1,000 with the exception of Xaliea, who's about to hit it himself. And they're about to add about 300 gold per person to that.
Oh, well, check out the loading screen here.
As you can see, Dr. Vanus.
Dr. Vanus.
15,000 FP, but he yells sci-fi torpedo launch noises, pew, 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 pew.
Does he?
Yes, when he uses the wisps.
I haven't earned all that FP yet.
I have.
You bought it, you scum.
I bought a lot of it.
How dare you? I'm on the earning train.
Well, I mean, like, hi-rez pays me in gems instead of money.
Right.
So, I mean, I got to spend it.
I guess you do.
What else am I going to spend it on?
You need that good FP sync. Nothing like it. Well, guys, welcome back to the desk, as we are most of the way, it appears, through game number 2 out of the European set.
Spoilers.
I would say it's unlikely that Titan wrestles this one back, although possibly.
If anybody could do it.
No Kali.
Yeah, and then there's Sylvanus in the soul.
No actual
maybe
carry. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see at the end of the game how much player damage Sylvanus was able to put out, but I mean, you got to assume it'll be fairly high given he's a solo laner, but still, in these fights, he's been kind of easy to kill.
Not to mention, he doesn't have a way to get out of danger, right? If he was ahead, he'd be impossible to kill.
Sure.
Right? But he's not. And he has no movement. He has no combat blink. He doesn't have a way to escape from the fight. It's just like, hope I knock 4 people up.
And a lot of times, what you see on solo laners, with the exception of some of the mages that you see, but almost all the warriors, right? What they really excel at is isolating a target and being able to kill that target. You know, the Osiris's, the Sun Wukongs, and you go down the list, Bellona, basically any warrior you can think of. What they do is the reason they buy the heavy hammers and the witch blades and these types of items is that it allows them to stick to a target and kill that target.
Right.
Sylvanus had to buy a Fatalis here to basically have any effectiveness against a single target. He can't isolate anybody in fights. All he is a Wrath of Terra and 75 damage in hand. And
one of the reasons I really don't like the Fatalis is because Sylvanus' autos are really hard to hit in a team fight.
And slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be able to land that in a team fight and continue moving like a hunter would, it's not easy.
Unless you have like 4 attack speed items.
And even then.
I mean, at least they're coming out quickly then, but still, I mean, you're right. And so that's the real weakness of this pick. While it does bring you a tremendous amount of team fight, right, and the Sylvanus plus the Geb ultimates, sure, I mean, that's tons of initiation, but the follow-up hasn't been there. I mean, and they have the Bellona as well. It's just been Kephri ultimate.
Yeah,
no
every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Poor Repikas gets these amazing amazing Eagles rallies, and Kephri's just like, my child.
And honestly, it's a little bit of a lack of discipline coming out of Titan there, right? Like, they have to include Kephri. Like, if there's going to be an initiation, like, Kephri has to be part of it.
Well, the thing is,
they can't use Wrath of Terror, they can't use Cataclysm and not chain CC the Kephri.
Well, Geb at the same point has having a lot of trouble as well because early game Freya had no control, no clear. We'll take a look at the Hunter comparison here, and you know, for the second game in a row, it's been very one-sided, although it has gone in both directions. Confrey with the better KDA and only slightly better GPM. Alpha draft points for Funballer, very low though, 18.
On average, Funballer play of 18 fantasy points.
That's crazy.
Low low kills, I guess. 2.6 KDA. Yeah, that's pretty dang low.
Yeah, I mean, Confrey, 25.9. Titan having a pretty decent season so far, though.
Yeah, Titan's doing quite well for themselves.
You know, I think maybe that a lot of that has to do with Titan, and excuse me if I'm wrong here, but I think is exclusively scrimming Epsilon, who is hailed as the top team in Europe, if not the top team in the world.
One team in Europe as a top European team, it would be Epsilon. I mean, they seem to bring the most pressure.
I mean,
and most difficult to adapt to team.
Imagine, boo.
I'm just on fire tonight.
Boo. No, but for real, I mean, there's no person in the world that's going to teach you to be safer than adapting.
Right.
Right? He's going to be like, hey, you're 6 paces out of position. You're going to see that as I kill you 6 paces off your tower.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, yeah, you just give him Fenrir every game, and that's like
he's
high
just
gravity
like,
training.
He's LeBron, right? As a third party, it doesn't make any sense about how he's better than literally every other player right now. He's just, he like tripped and fell in some ooze, and he's just a Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
Also, if you want to cosplay being a Ninja Turtle adapting and come to regionals,
all you do is cover yourself in ooze.
Just do it.
Show up.
Do it.
I'm sure he'll make it. It seems like Epsilon's on a path.
I think Epsilon is pretty much guaranteed. I think Epsilon and AFK are all but guaranteed at this point.
So that leaves a pretty contentious
second,
Europe
third,
then. Yeah.
and fourth.
Second, third, and fourth. Yeah.
Wow, I forgot we're inviting 8 teams.
Too many cooks. Just enough teams. Though.
I can't imagine any one of them cooks.
I'm sure one of them does.
I'm sure like Incon makes himself sandwiches.
No, he probably makes them like boiled chicken and carrots, right? Protein.
He said baby carrots.
So, guys, as you may notice, we are at the commentary desk, not in the game, but we do want to take this opportunity to tell you about Smite World Championship. You can buy tickets, my friends, as you may or may not have seen.
Oh, I thought that was going to be lower third.
The dates are announced. It's January 7 to 10. That's a Thursday through a Sunday. 10 teams from 5 regions, $1 million on the line. I believe it is $100 for a 4-day pass to the event.
That's awesome.
Yeah, $20 or $25 a day.
That's insane.
It can do.
It can do.
It can do. And with that $100, you'll get your sweet, you get your swag bag and all your pins and your whatnots.
Dude, I love those pins.
I like the pins too.
I'm excited.
I got a Kappa pin from PAX. Did you?
Oh, I have a Kappa pin.
Congratulations.
I have a Kappa card.
I have Kappa card. Oh no, I don't have a Kappa card.
No, I mean like
right,
I have
the things.
I have. It's not done yet. It'll be done for TwitchCon.
Oh yeah, you don't count.
What do you mean?
You didn't get in the first 2 runs.
What?
All the cool kids did it.
Well, because they did their stuff at PAX.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything at PAX
this
time.
It's 2 PAXs now.
What? No, they didn't have Mid-East.
Bajira wasn't on PAX East, but he has a card.
What?
Yeah, dude. I'll show you my booster pack.
Dude, Bajira's like the god of World of Warcraft
beast,
PvP
though.
right
no,
now.
Yeah. Although that's like, World of Warcraft PvP.
Dude, they still have 5 million players.
Play Smite.
You should play Smite. Bajira, if you're out there.
Yeah, if you're watching.
I've been trying to get him to play for
I know how much he loves watching the Smite Weekly, so I'm pretty sure he's out there.
I'll tweet him.
Yeah, hit him up, dude. We got plenty of time here. So, well, guys, we're working our way into the end of Game 2, potentially here. I can't imagine this one goes much longer.
Yeah, I mean, they got the Fire Giant. I think they just took the Gold Fury, or they're doing it right now.
Yeah, it was like they just got done doing all the things and go back and buy and
they all had like 1,000 gold in hand, with someone having like 1,800. Yes. They're going to back and pick up even more luxury items.
Some Titan's Veins, perhaps, and just some pen to go through these towers.
And remember, Qvo just dove a tower, got another kill for his Hide of the Urchin. Like, he's in a
yeah, those Urchins are like 3 or 4 stacks apiece. That's giving you a lot of protection. I mean, it's tremendously cost-effective if you can keep the snowball rolling like this.
But poor Repikas, right? Like, we talked about this.
I hate Bellona in the jungle. I really do. I really think it's not a great pick.
Poor Repi keeps getting these amazing ults, and they're just not panning out because Kephri's too quick.
Yeah, I guess I'd be singing a different tune if he was, had his 4 kills that he's been. Yeah, and potentially these fights would have turned very differently if those Eagles rallies would have been effective.
So this is interesting to me. This is the second time we've seen a comparison. And for the second time, the Titan players had the pretty much better KDA, but the gold per minute is very close, showing that Paradigm's farm is just a tad bit stronger. Mm-hmm. But the team fight potential of Titan looks to be on the mark there.
QvoFred, what a guy. As he becomes more and more of an adult, rocking his Kangol.
It's so weird.
I know.
Because, like, when we met him, he was like 12.
Yeah, I know.
We've been doing this for like 3.5 years. No, 3 years, 2 months.
Wow, that's oddly specific.
It is what it is. You know, a friend of mine hit me up back when we first started playing Smite in 2012. He was like, one of like our core 5 in what would be the original Juice roster.
Was it Harvest?
No, it was our friend from League of Legends, Smash Brothers, and all those other games that we played. And he had a Navy contract and just went into a submarine and just under the ocean. And he came back. He's like, "Are you still playing?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No, I'm a commentator now." He goes, "But you were like the best team." I'm like, "It's weird because Allied, who was on the team at the time, is currently top North America, and I'm commentating, so we're still sticking with it." He's like, "Oh man, I gotta play again. And I'm on land, and I'm excited to play video games."
Oh.
Well, with other people.
Great story.
Thank you.
I like it. I miss Harvest though.
Dude, Harvest logged on like 2 months ago, and me and Allied like bombarded him with whispers, and then he logged off. We're like, all right, all right, Harvest.
Rip. Game over.
Out of nowhere. He lives on a houseboat.
Oh.
No, he doesn't.
It's a terrible place to play from.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Can you imagine? Satellite internet?
I can't get internet in Alpharetta, Georgia, like on the mainland.
We're close to fiber though. The fiber is coming.
You know how many months I've been hearing that? No, the fiber's coming.
Well, it's at Avalon. Well, guys, it looks like that we are going to, unfortunately, have to cut to a quick break here. We're not cutting to a quick break.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, sorry.
That's better.
Sorry, we had some yelling in production.
Guys, we have a pretty cool event coming up. Now, for those of you who might have missed it, we had a Reddit post. Both Hindu Man and I collaborated.
Oh, that Bart guy looks good.
What? That Bart guy got disqualified, though. We saw his headshots, and they were disgusting.
Not fit for camera?
Not
what
fit
do you
for
mean?
camera. We had a Reddit post talking about a caster search, and this was supposed to be an event that was like, we look for a few people, we do it very similar to how we did last time, and we kind of just weigh our options.
Sure.
It was going to be, you know, how we did it in 2013, where people came on, we saw that we were good, and we gave them some feedback, and that was the end of it. This has since turned into a rather important competition.
Yes.
Which is pretty excited. Brad, I think we have some footage for that, yes?
Oh my. Let's take a look at the video, guys.
Check it out.
Coming in from Prime as well. Get out of my face, optics.
Up to 36-50 with a huge right-faded comeback. Target jumping away, jumping back in. Quadra kill for Repikas.
And now they're going to push us to the feet.
This event coming as the number 2. I love myself. Ripping through. Titan down, fall 3. A double kill for himself. It's a 5-8. They're going to go for the win. Pushing down the mid lane is gone. Looking for $1.3 million. And this could be it.
Kanye and Confrey gonna have to team up.
So we were supposed to like
Did
do
you really
this.
call it so you think you can cast?
I didn't call it
Oh
that.
my
I got
God.
outvoted. All right. Thanks, Bart.
You're welcome.
So this is going to be the Smart Caster called 2015.
So you
you
think
think
you
you can cast.
Oh, okay. There's a colon.
We have narrowed down our 169 applicants to 12.
Well, 11.
11.
Fats can't win.
To 12 competitors who will be casting
That was awesome.
over the next 7 weeks. It's going to be sick. So for every Wednesday from now on, for the rest of September, we're going to have 3 casters come on and try their hand, as you can see, the 12 people that have been selected. Try their hand at casting during maybe kind of a primetime slot. They'll be on Smite Game 5 p.m. Again, every
Oh,
Wednesday.
that's like right after patch notes.
Right after patch notes. So this is a
Well,
very
right after
big
the
deal for
analysis
us.
show, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Again, a very big deal for us here. We've been looking for talent for quite a long time, and there's no better place to look for it than the community itself.
So the top 2 go to regionals?
Well, how this is going to work is
I was hearing about this and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then when I
gonna
tried
be
to talk
sick.
about it, and I was like, I don't
so
know
for
what's
4
happening.
weeks they'll cast, and then at the end of the 4th week we're going to open up voting.
Oh,
The
okay.
community will have a chance to pick 2 people that they think are the best that will move on to the next phase.
Okay.
Both Hindu Man and I will each have a judge save as well to round out to the top 4. So we're going to shrink the field into a third after the first, or I guess the third technically phase.
Right.
From there will be a series of challenges that will happen over the next couple weeks. And when we get down to the top 2, those players will be invited to compete in the finals at the Smite Regionals, which is a really big deal. What's even cooler is that the winner will have an official appearance on behalf of us at the Smite World Championships. So this went from, hey, let's try to find some talent, to this person gets to go to Worlds.
So, production, can you bring back up the graphic here of all the commentators? And one of the questions I have is, like, what's the regionality? I mean, like, what's like the where are all these people from? I mean, you don't need to go one by one, but
Sure.
Generally speaking, you know, kind of, is it mostly North Americans? What's our breakdown?
We have generally a bunch of North Americans here, but there's a lot of different. Both the females are from Europe. We have Game Rebel from the UK as well.
I know that name.
Husey, of course, you guys know him as one of the OCE casters. He's technically not an employee and thus is allowed to compete in the competition.
Oh, wow.
He is from Australia. and a
That's
very
far
good
away.
caster. He is one of the tops. My person to look at here is actually Great Grizzly. This guy, I think I showed you his audition
You did,
tape.
yes. That was the one audition tape that I saw.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
But as
That was very
soon
funny.
as he started talking, me and
should
Hitman
release
are
that.
like, wow, look at that guy. Like, that is awesome. But this is going to be a really serious competition. Production has
The
insisted.
guy in the bottom left looks like a mix between P-Bat and Bob Ross.
Oh, Electropolitan?
Yeah.
He was actually one of the highest upvoted applications, probably because of the fro.
Not as much as mine.
No, yours was the highest. But again, you couldn't do it. Those headshots.
I could do it. I could quit and then apply for the caster search maybe.
Yeah, you should quit right now.
I'm liking it. So this whole thing goes down Wednesday 5 p.m.
Right.
starting next week and running for 7
weeks, with the final week being during regional. So that'll be a weekend.
That's a lot of Smite commentary that you've signed up for, Brandon.
Yeah, well,
Nah, you can do all that. Hitman's married now. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm just a lonely bachelor.
Rip.
Well, I got Kelly, I guess.
Rip. Oh my
Could be
God.
worse.
But we
She's
are
at Dragon
very
Con.
excited.
She left me.
Oh, are we back into the game?
My God.
Is that what we're doing here?
The thrilling conclusion to the Gold Fury.
I feel like we've already seen this part production. All right, now we're caught up.
Yeah, this is where.
Wow, they got it. Unexpected.
So,
Really glad
Paradigm
we
now
took that break.
enjoying a tremendously large lead, 10-0.
Yeah, to catch everybody up here, Zayden to the graphs.
You're getting a lot of joy of that.
I love
Almost
it.
15,000 experience in gold a piece here for Paradigm.
Yeah. Do we have level 20s? I see Qvo, I see Lawbster, and Xaliea. Wow, so yeah, there's a pretty serious level advantage there.
You know, sounds like these that I'm sure when you're Titan or in Game 1 when you're Paradigm, you kind of wish that the T button didn't do what it does.
Yeah. 12 level advantage right now, by the way. That is harsh.
That's a cumulative difference between the two teams?
Yes, cumulative 12 levels right now in favor of Paradigm. And they got those Hide of the Urchins. There's a Heart Ward there. They got multiple Soul Eaters. Like, they have a lot of auras.
Yeah, the Soul Eater plus that Heartstone aura is a lot of physical protection being spread out for this team.
That's true.
I love the Soul Eater.
Oh, I do too. I liked it before it got buffed into its insane relevancy. I thought it was good before, especially if you had 3 or 4 physicals. Now you could build it with 2 and be happy.
Here we go, moving forward is the Kephri. He's happy to take the tower up here. He's going to dash out of range. They don't want to get hit by too many of those Freya gumballs. That Demonic Grip starts
Oh, he's
to spread.
going in early. No one able to follow up
Repi,
here.
Yeah, he gets a decent initiation there, but as you mentioned, not the follow-up they were looking for. Desert Fury, not completely on the mark, but does enough for QvoFred to get essentially the execute with that Thor ultimate. Here
Little
comes
late.
the Wrath of Terra out of Sylvanus. He throws out one in-hand Demonic Grip and Telecon's Ring, not getting too much done in this fight. I mean, literally, he had
Oh, the
one
abduct.
in-hand. This is his game right here, one would imagine, but
They need 2 more kills to tie. They need
I
one.
want to say that again.
Triple kill.
Sylvanus used a Wrath of Terra.
Look
and
at
a
this.
single in-hand.
Look at this to make sure. Oh, wait. Did somebody heal? How is he healing?
He was life-stealing off the minions that were body blocking the Phoenix.
Surrender vote comes through, and 2 rather one-sided fights. Paradigm and Titan will find themselves in a split.
I called it! Paradigm and Titan
And
split.
people say that you're not a caster.
I know. How dare they? Clearly, I'm sitting here. So 14-0 in kills. One of the rare shutouts in Smite history.
I mean, it was very close in the last game. I think it was 15-1 and then 14-0. I mean, those were pretty similar games.
This was great. This was a fun set to watch.
It was.
And it doesn't really change much about Europe. I mean, it's kind of like we just go back to the drawing board, and now we draft Sylvanus and Aphrodite first, I guess.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what North America is going to do. We have another marquee matchup coming up with Team Solo Mid's, I guess, newish roster. Their sub is coming in as the support. Eonix moving to ADC. Boosh is gone. Snoopy moves over to the mid lane.
Yeah, the just basically a position swap, bring the coach in. Here is your first blood from the last game, however.
Cheapers.
Going to the side of Thor.
Thor did well with that gold, too.
Yeah, Thor snowballed really nicely this game. And as I mentioned, you don't really think of QvoFred and Thor as this big simpatico couple, but he played it really, really well there.
Kephri, man. I
And
think
Kephri.
Kephri was the culprit.
Yeah, and of course, your player this game, it's going to be Qvo.
Yeah.
On the Thor. Kephri, really, really high impact with Thor.
He was a part of every kill.
Yeah, and it's the kind of counter initiations that he had. He did really, really well. He followed up Desert's Fury a few times, it seemed like, in this game to secure kills on the backside
By
of
the way, if there was an argument to why he got the Hide of the Urchin there, if you didn't see, he took like literally 0 damage from that unstable vortex. Holy.
Yeah, they just stacked it up so fast. We're a little bit earlier in the game here. It's the
There's
first
the
blood
first
again.
blood again, yeah. He's just like rushing down.
Big time 4-man invade.
He's going to go to the sky here. gets another kill. I mean, that whole fight was destruction as well. I mean, they kind of used their ultimates in strange ways on the side of Titan. They were kind of going in one at a time. There was no cohesiveness. Kephri ult again.
Seemed like frustration, really, out of that Kephri ultimate. I mean, just a lot of times that in the first few engagements of the game, the Kephri ultimate factored in so hugely in the Thor counter initiation during the fight so well that you're actually going to see it here. I believe this is where Thor gets revived as the Kephri ultimate comes through. It just allowed a lot of freedom for Qvo to try to make these plays.
Goes right down, forces the beads, enough damage off the abduct as well. I mean, just Thor, right? Early game, mid game, it never got to late game. He was able to just run Thor's usefulness all the way through.
Well, we do have an interview, of course, with the winning team, or in this case, the team that last won. It's Paradigm, and joining us is Kieran. Funball, are you there?
Hey.
Hey, push the talk.
You sound really excited. So game 1 was a mess. Game 2 was a mess. But I'm sure the second one you liked a lot better. Tell us a little bit about your strategy going into Game 2 after what was a pretty devastating loss.
We kind of expected, well, I knew that something was going on with Confrey and his ADC, Aphrodite, and Game 2 we just had to adapt as fast as possible.
That seems to have worked.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it looked like, so with the Ullr pick in Game 1, was that intended for mid and you guys had to swap it up given how the lanes worked out for Titan?
It was for solo lane, it was for mid, it was for ADC, anything.
Well, so to piggyback that question then, why Ullr, why now?
He's a universal pick, and I feel like he's really strong with the Bluestone change.
Right.
Although I could not go Bluestone because I needed pots for sustaining the lane.
Yeah, I guess that's, I mean, going up against, the Aphrodite and the Sun Wukong, like, there was just no way to deal with that level of sustainability. And the meditation, like, did you expect the meditation?
No.
No one expects meditation.
Not in the slightest.
But Game 2 was amazing. The turnaround was incredible. QvoFred put on a show there, for real. Tell us a little bit about the Thor pick. This is, Bart said it a few times, this is not a pick we usually associate with Qvo.
Ao Kwang didn't work out in Game 1, so we assumed that Titan had something to play against it with. So we decided to pick a better jungler early game, mid game, and it was Thor.
Interesting.
Yeah, and the pairing with Kephri seemed to work out really, really well there. So.
Oh yeah, and Kephri getting through. Like, how did you guys feel about that one?
We were all hyped. we were just laughing. We were just, I don't know what happened, some crazy stuff.
Yeah, so the rare shutout going your way there, Funball. Congratulations to that. Obviously, you guys can see his Twitch and his Twitter locations on the left side of your screen. Any final thoughts, words, call-out, shout-out to Funballer? Any Baba Yetus to send our way?
Praise Baba Yetu.
Yeah, shout-outs to Baba Yetu. Shout-outs to Elo Hype. And shout-outs to all being ginger, because Lawbster forgot to change his skin. And shout-outs to Rafa for being ginger.
All right, shout-out to the Gingers, to the Civilization 4 theme song, and something
You said
else.
Lawbster was using a skin?
I think so.
Ooh, rip.
Oh, that's
Rip the
that
wallet.
money.
Rip the wallet.
Let's take a look at the standings for Europe after today's game. Still another set coming your way out of North America, but Europe, Epsilon still reigning above all at an undefeated 10-0.
I love this 7-3. Paradigm and Titan are exactly tied after that split.
And the top 3 teams seem to be pretty well locked in here for Europe. The 4th spot still highly contentious, guys.
That's true.
But coming up next, what is probably, well, I don't know. It's going to be hard to say, right? That last set was so crazy.
Yeah.
That may end up being your set of the week, but this one definitely billed very, very highly out of North America. The brand new TSM roster versus the very consistent AFK roster. We'll see how this one shakes out. Just a few minutes, guys. We'll be back after a short break with set 2 from North America.